we are going to be making some zucchini brownies. It's a good time of year to make them with all your zucchinis. So first, I'm just going to peel this to get the last of the ingredients ready. We need to have 2 cups of shredded zucchini. This will make it nice and moist. These ones are vegan ones, but I'm sure you can use just regular milk. I mean, regular butter. So, get this all shredded up. And these are winning for children. They don't even notice that they're zucchini. That's probably enough. That's probably enough. Okay. So, now that we have that all shredded, we are going to take a bowl and whisk together our flour, xanthan gum. This is a thickener, so it'll help thicken it. This one's a vegan one. Baking soda and salt. You can use a gluten-free flour, I believe, if you want. I've never done it that way. I've just used this all-purpose white one. Okay, so we need to have 2 cups of flour. Xanthan gum is going to be 3/4 of a teaspoon. So I got a 1/4 teaspoon here, and I'm just going to use 1, 2, 3. And then we need baking soda, which is 1.5 teaspoons. So here's my teaspoon. So I need 1.5. So I'll just use my 1/4 one. Do 2 of those. And then we need our salt. And we need 1 teaspoon of salt. We used sea salt. Okay. Grab your whisk and just whisk these all together. need another bowl, which I didn't grab. This one here. And we will be putting in sugar, applesauce, butter, and vanilla. So, this is best if you have a handheld blender, mixer thingy, but I'm assuming if you don't, it's fine. You can just whisk it. I've never tried that, but this will give it like a nice mix. So we need sugar, which I think is 1.5 cups. These are pretty sweet to begin with, so if you want to add in a little less sugar, you can. And then we need applesauce and butter. So I've already measured out the applesauce, and that's 1/4 cup. I've never tried it with the applesauce yet, but I have done it with pumpkin puree, and I just add in the same amount, so 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree, but we're going to try with the applesauce today. And then we need our butter and vanilla. So we'll do the vanilla first. It's 2 teaspoons. And the butter is 1/4 of a cup of melted margarine. And like I said, I'm just using the vegan basil, but you can add regular butter, or I believe you could add just oil if you have cooking oil at home. I am going to melt this in the microwave. Okay, 1 second. I'll put it in for 20 seconds. And we are going to beat that for 20 to 30 seconds once that gets in there. It's going to need longer than 20 seconds. Still melting. Oh my goodness! Okay, I put it in too long. It's boiling. Oops! Whoa! It's boiling in there. Be careful. You'll just have to watch that, make sure. Floor slippery.
Was 20 seconds too long?
20 seconds might be too long. Well, there was a lot in there. Okay. Just giving the floor a little wipe because I spilled and butter is slippery. And just slip. Okay. Now that it looks like it's cooled, I'm just gonna blend it. Martha Stewart, I just did this a little backwards. You're supposed to put this mixture in that bowl because you want to add the flour in, but so make sure you got big bowls for this. And just put the flour mixture into the wet mixture and keep blending. The sugar mixture kind of looks like gritty, wet sand. Just keep blending it until it's all incorporated, probably a minute. Until it looks like crumbly crumble, apple crumble, or crumbly sand. And then we are going to add in our zucchini that's all shredded. We need our cup. So we need our 2 cups of zucchini. Let's see how we did. 1. Pretty perfect. And we are just going to mix that in with our cocoa powder. And that is, we're gonna need some more cocoa powder. 1/4 cup. Be right back. Cocoa powder. So this is supposed to be a 1/4 cup and mine's a little fuller. These are super chocolatey, so you can adjust that a little bit. As you like. And then we are going to stir that. We're done with our blender. You can unplug that. I'm just going to stir this in. I like to combine it by hand, but I'll show you if you want to combine it with the mixer. You can combine it on the mixer just on low again. But, I mean, you're basically just trying to combine it all. hard to do it with. Woo! The mixer. Oh my goodness. And now you know I like to do it by hand. Mix that in.
Where is half of it on the beater?
On the ceiling, on the beater. Literally everywhere. But it's turning into this brownie mix. I mean, if you have a real mixer with a real bowl, then it's probably easier to use the mixer. But this is a really good exercise for your arm. Okay. And then, get all your mixture on.
Do you think Carson would like to lick those? There's no
No,
egg in
not
there.
until it's cooked, because you'll see the zucchini.
Oh.
And then we have to add in our 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I use the semi-sweet chocolate chips that are vegan, but you can use whatever. This is a really chocolatey recipe. So if you want to use a 1/4 cup, I think you could probably get away with that. Or 1/2 cup, but
Or a cup.
it is a 1 cup, but 1/2 cup to 1 cup, but I mean, once you make it, you'll know what I mean.
Not a cup?
Yeah, but it's real chocolatey. There's more chocolate chips in there than batter. And you can split it up and do 1/2 cup in there and then sprinkle the other half on top. Or you can do 1 cup in here and sprinkle some on top anyway. So just incorporate all that. And then if you like a fat brownie, you could use a 6x6 square, but ours is being used, so I have this 7 by 11, and we're just gonna pour it in.
It's not going to pour in.
Well, flop it in. I have the oven preheated to 500.
500.
I'm not a baker. I'm not a baker, but I do bake these. So.
I don't even know if our oven goes to 500.
I don't think anyone's does. So I do have the oven heated to 350. And it's gonna bake for 25 to 35 minutes. And
This is like a no-fail too, right? You've already made this once. It was great.
it's literally a no-fail, especially for me, because I'm not a baker. But once you put it in, I would suggest taking a butter knife and putting it in the middle. And if it's wet at all, put it in for like 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and just keep watching it. But it will be...
Just put the butter knife in the side.
Yeah. Mom. To see if it's wet when it comes out.
But you didn't say that. You said put the butter knife in the
Are
side.
you still recording?
And bake it.
No. I don't know what I said anymore. But at 25 minutes, pull it out.
Pull it out.
Everyone's
Pull
gonna
the knife
blow
out,
their
right?
kitchen up. Pull out the brownies.
Oh.
Have a look at them. And then put the butter knife, slide it in the center. Look at the knife. If it's gooey, put them in for 5 more minutes.
That's better.
Pull it out again. Stick a different butter knife in, or a clean one. Back in.
The center.
My spatula is missing, or this would be all in my bowl. In the center, and see, but it will remain a tiny bit gooey. You don't want to overcook them. As they sit, they will harden. Like, they'll get less gooey. But these are super moist, super moist. So, don't over zucchini this.
How can you over zucchini it?
If you put too much zucchini, it will make it super moist so they won't bake through. But I feel like this is a recipe where you can kind of just play around with like the chocolatiness. Like there's so much chocolate chips in here, but you can put more on. And this actually gets like, I left mine in last time for probably, I did 30 minutes and then pulled it out, put it back in for another 5. And the top got really crispy, and then the center seemed gooey, but I just left it out, and it all just firmed up. These will work. Okay. So, now that we have this all in, most of it, we are going to grab your baking gloves. I've never tried it on a real bake oven. I always use the convection, so I don't know what it would be like the other way. But
what are we doing? Convection
this
for?
is convection bake for 350, and I've never tried it the other way. So
How long?
Put that in there. Start your timer off at 25 minutes, and then pull it out and check it. And see if it's really runny, and then put it in for 5 more. And keep trying that. I feel like you have to do that for every single time you bake these brownies, depending on if the zucchini is too runny or if the zucchini is not runny. So we'll be back in a minute. So this one's been in for 25, and then I put it back in for another 8. And that's probably good. There's a little bit of goo, but it will firm up when you leave it. And then just let it chill.